Willie D Live.
What's up, family? There's a white guy on Instagram that goes by the name of 409 Trendsetter. He posed an interesting question. Actually, he made a statement. He said that if Karmelo was white and Austin was black, we wouldn't be in this position that we're in. We wouldn't be going through all of these things. He said some other things. You know what? I'll let him speak for himself. Check it out.
Had Carmelo Anthony been a white boy and Austin Metcalf and his group of friends would have been black people, we'd have never even seen this in a courtroom. Hell, they probably would have never even filed charges or pulled out the handcuffs. The same people now that are crying for Metcalf's life would be cheering in the streets and applauding him if the roles were reversed. Now tell me that I'm lying.
I ain't got no problem with that. That man spoke the truth. Look, bro, I don't know your real name, but whoever you are, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for saying the quiet part out loud. I appreciate you for being honest. See, because there are a lot of white people out there who know what the truth is, and they say it in private, and they laugh about it, they joke about it, they show it in their arrogance and entitlement when they confront people in the streets. But they won't quite say it out loud. They won't quite say, yeah, I know I could do this to you, and I'll probably get a benefit of the doubt, and I'm not gonna go to jail. I can kill you, and this, I can do this to you, and they'll believe me before they'll believe you because I'm white. They might say out loud, they'll believe me before they believe you, but they won't say out loud because I'm white. I appreciate white people who would call a strike and a ball a ball. I appreciate all of y'all because there's too many of them out there that keeps this thing going, who keeps this perpetual racism thing going. If Karmelo was white and Austin was black, I got you, fam. If was a fifth, we'd all be Trump. But it's just hypothetical. If, what do you think would have happened? Okay, let me paint the picture for you. Black guy, and this is the prosecution's point of view, right? Black guy, big black guy, 220-pound plus football player, approaches white guy sitting under a tent, sitting under his school's tent. He approaches him and tells him, hey, you ain't supposed to be around here. Now you get on, boy. Get away from here. And the white guy says, no, I'm not leaving. And the black guy pushes him. And then the white guy stabs him. White guy going to jail? Okay, he going to jail? Is he going to jail for 35 years? There's sentencing guidelines that say mandatory 5 to 99. Is he going to jail for 5 years? You damn skippy, he's not going to jail for 5 years. He's not going to jail at all. He's not going to jail at all. As my man said in the video, he'll probably never get charged. He'll probably never get the cuffs on him. He'll never spend one day in jail because it's going to be understood that the black dude brought that on himself. He went over there messing with that boy. That boy was minding his own business. He was sitting under a tent. He wasn't sitting at his house. He wasn't lying in his bed. He wasn't inside of his car. He was in public sitting under a school tent. And if anybody wanted to move him, it should have been the people who had the authority to move him or demand that he leave the tent. And even a coach or a staff member wouldn't have had the authority to physically remove him. That job is the job of the police officers, because now you got trespassing, right? Now, well, no, I think it would have went down. Send you a damn lie. You know damn well it wouldn't have went down that way. I know you. I can't stand your asses, because I know you know what's going on. You know what the truth is, but you don't want to say it out loud because you believe that perhaps it might interfere with your privilege. Yeah, man. I got you. It must be very difficult to live a life like that where you have to lie constantly, where you cannot be honest for fear of losing a privilege. It must be extremely difficult to live a life like that. If Austin Metcalf had been a black kid and Karmelo Anthony was white, Karmelo Anthony would be at home right now. Yeah, man. He'd be at home right now if the roles were reversed. If the roles were reversed, that's how it would have went. And they know it. This outrage is because a black kid took a white kid's life. See, they're used to it being the other way around. Typically, it is the black person getting the short end of the stick and the white person being protected by the law. This is why black people protest. It's not because they only are outraged when white people or somebody other than black people kill black people. It is because oftentimes when it is non-black people who kill black people, justice is fleeting. When black people kill black people, typically, if the police find out who did it, if they know who did it, you're going to jail. Ain't got to be no protesting. You're going to jail. If the black police officer killed somebody, if the black police officer killed a black person, he's 100 times more likely to go to jail than a white police officer. See? They'll take your body cold or warm. They don't care. The reason why they behave that way, the reason why they will donate $1 million to a person who kills a black person, no matter what the circumstances are, is because they have little regard for black life. That's number one. The other thing is that they want to donate that money because just in case they find themselves in the same predicament, they want to make sure that they can get paid, that somebody will look out for them. Yeah. When black people defend themselves, we have to make it normal to financially defend them. It has to be normal. And if it is normal, then now you find black people saying, you know what? Well, at least I can take care of my family. At least my family will be taken care of. I'm not just going to jail and I'm not just fighting this thing all by myself. I got backup. I got financial support. That's a big deal. When somebody's out there all by themselves, it's harder to fight back. See, they automatically fund killers, but they do it for the wrong reason. They do it because of diabolical purposes. Yeah, they do it because of the evilness. We don't do it oftentimes because we don't want to get in trouble. We don't want our open enemies telling us that we are bad because we are supporting a killer. Not a person who defended themselves, where it was a situation where you kill or be killed. Sometimes it's that situation, it's that bad, right? Not all the time, but sometimes it's that bad. We have to get to where it's normal that we have each other's back in these type of cases. Because I'm going to tell you this, if we had each other's back 100% of the time, and we were on code, just like they're on code when they violate, when they can violate, they can be in the wrong and they're going to fund their people. They can be in the wrong and they're going to make sure their people are financially straight. Like the Cinnabon chick came up with hundreds of thousands of dollars. The bird lady in the park came up with hundreds of thousands. The woman who called the little black baby the N-word in the park, hundreds of thousands, like $1 million or something. Kyle Rittenhouse, $1 million. George Zimmerman, hundreds of thousands. All of these people, these lowlifes, they funded. Reginald Denny murdered a man on the train. Choked a man who was not a danger, just a man who was talking noise, just a man running his mouth, was not a danger. He choked the man into submission and continued to choke him until he no longer could breathe. And everybody sat back and watched, and it was recorded, and they let him off the hook. They do not care about the law. They do not care about right and wrong. They always talk about it's not about race. In this country, it's always about race. So if Karmelo Anthony was white and Austin Metcalf was black, we would have never learned about this case. That's the hard truth. Welcome to America. No more talk.